There we go. Okay, thanks very much, Ashley. That was a great introduction. Okay, so as Ashley said, my name's Simon Canning. I'm the operations director at DDK Positioning, and welcome everybody to Location Data Scotland. And where is the value in location data? I hope we'll find it today. Bear with me, technical issues. Okay, so what I'm going to talk about today, as Ashley alluded to, is our journey at DDK, I guess, from its initial ideas, the initial inception, to actually monetizing it, actually selling the product, and how we did that, and what the mechanisms were along the way, and also, as Ashley said again, it's just I'd like to share some lessons learned with you, and I guess what we thought were some key success factors, I guess. So, where is DDK today? What do DDK do? So, we provide a precise point positioning service, GNSS precise point positioning service. So we provide that globally through the Iridium satellite communications network. And essentially what we do, GNSS, as many of you will know, is accurate to between 2 and 10 meters. So DDK provides a service that reduces that accuracy down to less than 5 centimeters. So we sell our service through a subscription model. We sell hardware, and we also sell software. So that's where we are today. But how did we get there? So our founders all worked in the offshore energy sector and the GNSS PPP sector, and they noted that all bar none of GNSS PPP services were provided through medium Earth orbit geostationary satellites. So they said, look, how we think we can do a PPP service. How are we going to differentiate ourselves within the market? So what can we do? I think we can provide a PPP service through low Earth orbit satellites. And part of that initial idea and those initial thoughts were kind of, how are we going to do this? You know, we don't make GNSS equipment, we haven't got a satellite communications network, so how are we going to work this? So how they started the company and what we've kind of continued throughout our journey is to work with key partners. So DDK can do what we do best. We know about algorithms, we know about software, that kind of thing, and our partners can help us provide, for instance, a satcom network, which we could never really dream of doing, I guess, unless our dreams aren't big enough. I don't know, but we like to work within a kind of a partner ecosystem. So everybody does what they do best. Everybody benefits, and everybody delivers the DDK product. And like I say, everybody benefits from delivering the DDK product. And, you know, why do we get out of bed in the morning to do this? It's because we think our products, or rather we know our products, got distinct commercial and technical advantages within its marketplace. So initially, how do you go from an idea? Anybody can have an idea, right? Anybody sat in the pub can have an idea. So how did we go about doing it? So initially, our seed investment came from Scottish Enterprise. You know, that started the company, employed people, kept people alive while we're making a product, designing a product. And then we worked with European Space Agency and UK Space Agency through the Navis project. And what that did was it was provided funding so that DDK could develop prototype hardware and a prototype service. Throughout that period as well, we were working with Iridium to provide satellite communications, and latterly, Iridium later became an even closer partner and invested in DDK on a commercial basis. So we've kind of talked about how we had an initial idea, how we got investment, and then how are we building our product, and how are we forming it, how are we delivering the product. Like I said, we worked with key partners to do that, and obviously Iridium are an investor and have been working with DDK since around 2016 to deliver our service through their satellite communications network. Our other major partner is Topcon, who provide us with GNSS hardware, and so that'd be GNSS receivers, antennas, that kind of thing. And so this all comes together with the DDK know-how and knowledge and experience to enable us to make our hardware, to produce our service, and then to deliver our service. So once we've built our product and we've figured out how to fund it and we've figured out how to transmit our service, we have to actually sell our product to people. So what we decided to do at DDK was go down the VAR network model. So value-added reseller model. This is what Iridium actually do. So, our initial thoughts were kind of how are we going to sell the product? Are we going to do direct sales, that sort of thing? But what we decided to do was go down this VAR network model, because initially, I guess, the market sectors that we want to get into, Iridium, for example, Oceaneering and NSSL Global, already sell into. So we want to work primarily initially in the offshore energy sector, and we want to work initially in the agricultural sector. So we work with partners that already work in those sectors, that already have a reputation and a name built up for themselves, and already have a global network. So working with those three value-added resellers initially gives DDK a sales team of around 1,000 people globally, out every day, out selling DDK products and services. So that's why we kind of decided to sell our product through, using the VAR methodology. So, with hindsight, I guess throughout the DDK journey, I think there have been many, many lessons learned, but I thought I'd pick out three major ones that kind of instantly spring to mind, or ones that have caused us, ones that have been challenges to us, I suppose. So the first one I would say is striking a balance, I suppose, is quite a major lesson learned for us. So I've put up there MVP, minimum viable product, and polishing a diamond. So that's kind of a minimum viable product. DDK didn't want to sell something to customers that was minimally viable. So we kind of went down the route of kind of making it better and better and better and better. But what we subsequently found was that you can spend forever making something better. You can continuously change a screw, or you can continuously change an electronic component or a font or a color. You can spend forever perfecting something. So a valuable lesson for us when we're developing a product is to strike a balance between an MVP and something that is perfect. I think another great lesson for us to have learned along the way is to kind of stay focused. We've always said since I joined DDK around, I guess, 18 months, 2 years ago, that our initial market focus would be offshore energy, would be agriculture, but kind of along the way, we've led ourselves down blind alleys, or we've explored false leads, and kind of by that I mean is we've kind of strayed off the point a little bit, by looking at IoT, for instance, which we schedule to go into that market kind of moving forward into next year, for instance. So That's taken up time and resources exploring false leads and blind alleys. We've done things like explored ideas that weren't necessarily core to our central focus of energy and agriculture, I guess. So we've done things like positioning golf buggies and things like that, and we've actually looked into crazy ideas like positioning golf balls. So those explorations and not staying focused um, have sometimes taken up time and resources, which as a small company, as a small business starting up, trying to sell a product into targeted sectors um, isn't something you want to be doing. Essentially, you don't want to take up time and resources following false leads and having crazy ideas. Another valuable lesson that we have learned along the way, and it's not necessarily the most glamorous even, is compliance testing. So if you want to sell an electric product, you have to go through a lot of compliance testing. And I think a great lesson for us to learn is that can take a lot of time and energy and resources and money to do that, to achieve certification. So if you think it's going to take a week, I think be conservative and program a month, and then be even more conservative and program 3 months, and then you'll have a spot of luck if it takes less time than that. So that those are the kind of three major things that I guess I've learned and we've learned during our journey. So strike a balance, stay focused, and compliance testing may well take a lot of time and resources, and be a bit more challenging than you initially expected. So kind of watch out for surprises, I guess, is is part of that. Okay, so finally, the last slide here. Um, I thought about sharing what we think are some, I guess, key success factors, I suppose. So innovation, and what do I mean by that? I guess at DDK we feel that our product is very, very innovative, and it changes the market, but at the same time it's a familiar product done in a different way. So that's an innovation, and has been very, very key in DDK monetizing its initial idea. Again, as I alluded to just now, staying focused has been very important to us. Whilst we have had some crazy ideas, or we have gone off down some blind alleys, we found that staying focused on what we need to do has helped us, really helped us deliver our product to the market and be able to start selling our product. Staying focused on certain types of development, staying focused on certain markets, has really been invaluable during our journey. I've put deliver there as well, because I think that is quite an essential key success factor that we found. So delivering what you say you're going to deliver, when you say you're going to deliver it, both kind of internally between yourselves, inside your company, and to the outside world. So I think doing that, that builds confidence in the company. It builds confidence in products, and it helps you monetize the product, essentially. So it can build confidence with investors in that they're going to get a return on their investment because they can see that you're delivering what you said you were going to do. It can build confidence with customers, so they're going to say, okay, I'm going to get my product and it's going to do what I want it to do. So delivery has been a key success factor for DDK during its journey. I've talked about working with partners as well. That's essentially been key. So DDK can stay focused on what we do best, and not be distracted, and leverage off our partners' experience. For example, CNAV, Oceaneering, they've been in the GNSS PPP business for well over 20 years, and they've got a global network, and they've got a lot of, I don't know, resources. So that working with the right partner can really, and has really helped DDK along the way, from just having an idea to bringing it to fruition and selling it. I guess having a good team. Our CCO and our CEO, excuse me, have both built up a fantastic team. And I think that's also been invaluable. You can rely on the people that you work with to, as I said, deliver and focus and innovate. And they can make it fun as well. You know, you spend 8 hours or 12 hours, as we sometimes do, or even longer at work, don't you? So it's important to be working with the right people that you can rely on. And last but not least, I think it's really beneficial to have a spot of luck along the way, to be in the right place at the right time. So with that final bullet point, I must wish everybody good luck in monetizing their location data products, and thank you very much.